Mike Lang Jr., golf course area. This is for all the candidates. The City of Brigantine has a liquor license for the golf utility and does not pay real estate taxes on the golf course itself. Do you believe a lessee should be required to pay these two expenses, knowing that every food and beverage operation here in Brigantine requires respective owners to do the same?
Thank you. The Republicans started last time. We'll start with the Democrats. Robert Palillo.
It's a very interesting question. I believe when the city took ownership of the golf course, we were paying somewhere, we're receiving somewhere around $79,000 in taxes from the owner of the golf course. And Mayor Gunther has stated at that time, when we buy this golf course, we're going to get that $79,000 from the golf utility to the taxpayer in lieu of taxes. It was never received. And put that together, we're talking about a couple $1 million right now that the residents lost out on just by purchasing the golf course. As far as the liquor license, I believe former councilman Palella, I want to make that clear, I'm Palillo, he's Palella, no confusion. I don't have a liquor license nor ever have applied for one. He raised that issue because it was a city license, and his complaint was that business owners were being neglected at the time.
Thank you. Andy Simpson.
Well, Mike, if we lease it out to a third party, they're required to pay taxes in the city of Brigantine. Right now, the golf course is estimated at $6 million in value. That's $102,000 in taxes. Right now, we don't have a solid offer on the table, even close to paying the taxes, besides the rent, besides the liquor license. So I don't see that happening. We're working with the one bidder. We're going back and talking to him again, see what his best and final offer is. But we're working with him, and then there's other things I have in mind that maybe we can reduce the cost in the golf course and maintain it, and still get the pay the $400,000 in payments plus the cost of running the golf course.
Thank you. Frank Kern.
The question was, should they pay for a liquor license and should they pay taxes? That's all to be negotiated. The important thing for voters to remember right now is that the golf course cost you $765,000 last year, and if it weren't for this amount of money, there would have been a year-over-year budget decrease by $58,000 in 2014. First time in Brigantine's history. The golf course is now not making any payments in lieu of taxes. It needs approximately $2 million in repairs, and it will not be paid off in 4 years. Despite what you are being told, the golf course borrowed money in 2005, $500,000, and more than $250,000 in 2013. These funds have not gone out to bonding yet, so the debt is not going to be paid off in 4 years. There's $750,000 more.
Thank you. Phil Gunther.
The golf course has been not a burden on taxpayers for the last 10 years. From 2003 until last year, the golf course did not cost the taxpayers anything. In fact, the golf course paid a $75,000 water bill every year. But along with that, the golf course was bought to preserve open space and to have accessible recreational areas for residents. Going forward, the golf course had a revenue loss after Superstorm Sandy. It was out of business for 6 months. Once again, it was not budgeted correctly in the 2013 budget. There's $200,000 in surplus right now in the golf course account. According to New Jersey, you cannot spend surplus if you are in deficit. Once the golf course has a good year this year, which it's already crossed $900,000 in revenue, the golf course will not cost the city of Brigantine that amount of money. And in fact, with a good plan going forward, the golf course should hopefully become a self-liquidating utility as it has been in the past.
Thank you. Lisa McClay.
The golf course will always be a golf course. It is an amenity, and for the first time, the problems of the golf course are being addressed. I will tell you that the golf course steering committee has met to review the bids. However, they have not discussed any of that or presented any of that information to council. I cannot comment on the content of the bids or the potential negotiations with any bidders. It has not been reviewed with council. It will be discussed publicly at a council meeting, and then everyone will have the opportunity to get that information. The golf course, as you know, can be an asset if it's managed properly. We need to get it managed properly, and the municipality should not be in the business of running the golf course.
Thank you. SERA.
Here's what I see. We've identified the problem. One of the things we need to do is start to move forward. We can't let the golf course continue to be a liability to anybody, and this isn't a party issue. So what we need to look at, if the RFPs come back and there's somebody who can come in and make the taxpayers whole, who can pay off that $400,000 or something reasonable, it's something to look at. If not, it doesn't mean the issue's dead. One of the things that we've discussed is a restructuring of the golf course. You restructure the golf course, you do a nonprofit, which is very similar to what EHT has for their golf course there, and you can also look to do something with the food and beverage. One of the things that we need to do as members of council and future members of council is start to look at reasonable solutions, work together, move forward. It's time to stop pointing the fingers. Thank you.